I've been selling on Etsy since 2008. Yes, as I record this, that is 13 years that I have been selling on the Etsy platform. In that time, a lot has changed, a lot has come and gone, a lot has changed about what Etsy is or who Etsy is as a company and what Etsy can do for you as a handmade seller. So today I want to share with you 6 things that I've learned in my time, all this time of being on Etsy, that you need to know about the platform. G'day there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I am here to talk about how to turn your handmade hobby into a thriving and profitable business, and also how to have a healthy and happy lifestyle. So Etsy, okay. Etsy has been around since I believe about 2006, and I've discovered the platform in 2008, and I've been selling there ever since, with a few short breaks when I've taken holidays, but that's it. I've never left the platform in all of that time. So I have seen some things. I've seen a lot of stuff happen over the years on the Etsy platform. Now, some of that has been good, some of it has been not so good. There have been a lot of trouble and controversies over the years, but I've stuck with the platform, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later in this video, why I have stuck with the platform and why I still recommend it as a great place to start selling handmade goods online to this day. Okay, so the number one thing you need to realize about Etsy is, I see this phrase all the time, my Etsy business. Stop thinking of your business as an Etsy business. You have a business that happens to sell on Etsy. Okay, Etsy is a venue. It is a vehicle via which you can sell your handmade goods to people. Don't get caught in this mindset trap of the fact that you are an Etsy business. This is where people get in trouble, especially if Etsy does something they don't like, or God forbid, Etsy shuts your shop down or does something to you, because you've put all your eggs in the Etsy basket, and then you'll freak out because you won't know what to do or where to go. Now, I definitely rely a lot on Etsy search to bring me a lot of traffic on the platform. So when I do marketing off of Etsy, I market and send people to my own website. So all my social media and stuff, I send people to my own website. Etsy is there to bring me customers, and that's why I'm on the Etsy platform. I don't need Etsy to sell, because there's so many other ways and places that you can sell, but to connect with people who want to buy handmade, that's why I'm on Etsy. But I just want you to switch your mindset. If you are thinking of yourself as having an Etsy business that's just centered on Etsy, try to take a step back and go, okay, no, I have a handmade business that just happens to sell on Etsy as perhaps my main platform. And that can help you kind of just have a little bit of space between you and Etsy and not feel like you're so connected with and caught up in the platform. This is really important because number 2 is Etsy will always be making changes that are out of your control for the most part, whether you like it or not. So Etsy will make changes in the future. They've made a couple of changes in the last few years that a lot of people have been unhappy about, such as the free shipping thing, where it comes to, getting a higher search ranking in the search results if you offer free shipping in the US, the automatic opt-in to offsite ads if you sell over a certain amount on the platform every year. A lot of things. Like in the past, they've done stuff like they took away rating customers. Yes, you used to be able to rate your customers on Etsy. It was great because bad customers would get bad ratings, and so you would know ahead of time that they were going to be trouble. But they took that away a long, long time ago. Other things, like I used to be able to put GST on my products, the general sales tax here in Australia, then they took that away. Don't know why. So things like that, like they're their own business. They don't belong to you. They're not beholden to you. Yes, they should be doing things that benefit their sellers, because by benefiting their sellers, they benefit themselves and make themselves more money. But just remember, they will always make changes. So don't be surprised the next time a big change comes to the platform. That doesn't mean all the changes will stick. Do you remember, if you've been around for a few years, do you remember when they introduced the ODR system? Yeah, that was terrible. And we all told them it was terrible. Like, everybody hated it. So they did take that away because they realized it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't improving anything for anybody, including themselves, all our customers. So they did take that away. So there is some power you have as a seller to make your voice heard. Like if something happens and you really hate it, don't be afraid to reach out and let them know and the reason why and that it's a problem for you. But also realize that you don't directly control your Etsy shop. Okay, they control it. The only way to directly control your shop online is to set up your own shop. And I will teach you exactly how to do that in my upcoming course, Set Up Shop. If you're interested in that, I'll put the link below. You can check that out. Over 1,000 makers have used the Set Up Shop system to set up their own shops online. Yep, a lot of them have set up on Etsy, but a lot of them have set up elsewhere on WordPress, on Squarespace, on Shopify. Doesn't matter. You can use that course to set up anywhere you want. Okay, the third thing to remember about Etsy, it started with a very different mission to what it has now. So Etsy was started by a maker. It was started by a maker for makers. Rob Kalin, the founder of Etsy, was a maker himself. He wanted to create a platform where he could sell his handmade goods. I think he was a woodworker or a carpenter. It's been a long time. And so he set up Etsy and it was amazing. The first few years, it was just all about craft and art. And it always had the supplies and vintage element to it, at least since I've been there, because it was for crafters. It was a platform for crafters as well to buy our materials on. So it was a really amazing place for a long time that was all about the community, all about supporting each other. And that is not what it is anymore. It's a very different beast now to what it was in the past. And I think a lot of people kind of are clinging on to that idea of what Etsy used to be and wish that it would go back to that, but it's never going to go back to that. So we just have to accept what Etsy is today, where it is now, and make our peace with that or not, as the case may be. I know a lot of people who've left the platform because they were really unhappy with the direction that it went, and that's your decision to make. Of course, if you're not happy with it, you can leave. Nobody's forcing you to stay there. However, for me, it's my livelihood. My businesses are my livelihood, and I just simply can't make that decision to leave a platform that is working so well for me at this point in time. That may change in the future. For example, I have chosen not to have an Amazon handmade shop because I'm not a big fan of Amazon as a company, and I don't really want to be part of that in that whole thing, right? That being said, again, I might have to one day. It might be the case that that's what I'm going to have to do to survive and make a living. And you have to make that balance between, your values, what you value. And I talk about that in my core values video, which I think is coming up. I'm trying to remember what order my videos are in. It's either coming up or it's just been released. I'm not sure, but I talk about that in there. And so you have to make those decisions for yourself as to what you're happy to be part of and what you're not happy to be part of. That being said, my number 4 is remember, Etsy aren't your friend. They are a business and their job is to make their shareholders money because they are a publicly listed company. That's definitely when things changed a lot on Etsy, is when they changed to being a publicly listed company, because now their main concern is making money for their shareholders, as it is for all publicly listed companies, really. That's business. So don't take it personally that Etsy is not your friend. And I think, again, like I was saying before, people who've been on the platform for a long time used to feel very connected. There used to be Etsy outreach offices all over the world. And I was, I made connections and was worked with Etsy multiple times in the past. I have worked with Etsy myself. They have invited me to be part of their thing, many years ago, I was invited to work with Claire Bowditch, and we did this series of videos on how, to get started with an Etsy shop, basically. I worked with them for a program they had called Etsy Resolutions, where I was one of their mentors. I've also worked with them more recently in the last few years with their Etsy U or Etsy University program, and I have a bunch of videos from that on my channel under the Etsy section, so check that out after this video. There are like a couple of hour-long, really in-depth videos on things about like how to do your Etsy SEO, how to do really good photography for Etsy, and so on and so forth, that I actually collaborated with Etsy on for those. So I have worked with them many times over the years, but there used to be a much more It used to be feel much more connected with the people, and I don't feel so much that anymore. And I think a lot of people feel that way as well. So just remember, they are a business. Their business is to make money, to help us make money. Absolutely. They're not trying to hurt you directly, because by hurting their customers, which is us, we're one of their customers. Obviously, our customers are also another one of their customers. They have the different, customer types of customers there. They don't want to hurt sellers. They want to help sellers be successful, because the more successful we are, the more money they are going to make themselves. So they do have a very big vested interest in our businesses being successful as well. So keeping all of that in mind, number 5 is diversify. Don't just do Etsy. Don't just put everything on Etsy and completely ignore any other online or offline way of making money. So you might want to diversify by selling on other websites, like your own website, or other venues like Amazon Handmade, for example. Or perhaps you want to diversify by selling in other methods. So you want to sell via wholesale or consignment. Maybe you want to sell via markets and shows, through to galleries. Maybe you want to sell to your friends at work by word of mouth, on Facebook, in your local marketplace, whatever it might be. Don't be afraid to diversify and sell in lots of different places, so that you're not putting all your eggs in the Etsy basket. Now, someone like me who sells exclusively or mostly exclusively online, I say that because occasionally I'll do some wholesale if somebody approaches me about it, but I don't chase it. It can be really tempting to just rely on Etsy. And honestly, I'll be honest, that is where most of my sales still come from to this day. But if something were to happen and I couldn't sell on Etsy anymore, I have an ecosystem set up. I have my own website set up. It's there, it's selling, it's good to go. I have social media, I have a mailing list, I have other assets set up so that I could pivot and change direction and focus myself somewhere else if I had to. But also, it's just safer to have a diversity of income streams, so you're not just relying on one income stream. So definitely, it's a fantastic platform, but don't be afraid to diversify and have multiple income streams coming in, because that will not only make you more money, but it'll be safer in the long run. And finally, number 6, I still believe, as of January 2022, that Etsy is the best online platform to sell your handmade goods at this point in time. And by online platform, I mean the best venue. Now, obviously, you can sell on your own website, your Shopify site, your Squarespace site, whatever. That's fantastic, and that's not a venue. So a venue is somewhere that is a platform people go to, like eBay or Amazon, that they go to for a specific thing. And if you're on the platform, they can buy from you. If you're not on the platform, they can't buy from you. So I think Etsy is still the predominant handmade online marketplace, at least in the Western world. It's still what people think of. Like, if you think of buying handmade, do you think Etsy immediately, or do you think of another platform? I certainly think of Etsy immediately. That's where I go. That's still what I do. I hop on. I'm like, I want to buy somebody a present. I'm going to go to Etsy. That's just what I do. And I search on Etsy and I buy stuff on Etsy. I have an account there. I know the platform. It's easy. I can search through lots of different people's designs. Sometimes I'll Google stuff as well, but I just default to going to Etsy because that's what I've done for so long. And, it's, I guess, comfortable for me to do that. And that's what a lot of other people are doing as well. So if you are wanting to sell handmade, it's a great place to be, because you're getting in front of the people who want to buy what you have to sell. They're going to Etsy because they want to buy handmade. They want to buy something unique. If they go to Amazon and stumble on Amazon Handmade, great, but that's probably not why they've gone to Amazon. They've probably gone there to buy something affordable, right? That's generally why we shop on Amazon and eBay and places like that. Not to say that you can't, again, sell on eBay. I know lots of people who do, and they do really well. So that's another option as well. But yeah, I still believe it is a great marketplace. It's a great place to be, but it's not the only place you can be successful. If you don't want to sell on Etsy, and you don't have to, it's just going to be harder to get started, because you're not getting the benefit of the traffic that they are driving to your shop by virtue of being on the platform. So just keep that in mind if that is a decision that you make. Now, if you have an Etsy shop and it's not doing so well, you're not quite sure why, I have 2 things that can help you. Number 1 is my Setup Shop course that I mentioned earlier in the video. That'll be running in, I think, late February or mid-February. Wait, let me look at my calendar. Yes, it's starting towards the end of February 2022. So that will be happening. It's a 30-day intensive course, a lesson every day for 30 days, teach you everything you need to go to start and set up a really stellar online shop for your handmade goods on whatever platform you want to use. It doesn't have to be Etsy, can be, doesn't have to be. The other thing I offer are critiques. So I do critiques of people's shops, whether it's Etsy shop or another shop, doesn't matter. If you're interested in that, a link to that service is below. I offer 2. I offer a more affordable micro critique, and I offer a more in-depth full critique of your business. So if you'd like me to look at your business, your online shop, your website, and give you the good news and the bad news, I'm very honest with you. I won't sugarcoat things that need to be fixed, but I will also tell you what you are doing right. If you're interested in that, you can check that out in my description box below the video. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts. If you've been on the Etsy platform for a long time, let me know what you've been through, what you feel about the platform, the pros and cons in the comments below. Love to hear from you. Love to hear your thoughts on that. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please do give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you want to see my future videos. I'll be back again soon with another one, and bye for now.